everyone. Welcome to the Big Brother 17 after show on the stream.tv. We are on the couch a little different today. Ryan Allen Carrillo, the normal host of the show, he actually left us. He moved down to Palm Springs, so we wish you the best of luck. But today we're joined by my two co-hosts, Ash Iocco and Jen Johnson, and our new host, Ryan Hooks. How are you?
I am not Ryan Allen Carrillo, but Ryan Hooks.
And we also have a very special guest from Big Brother 15 and the Nickipedia channel. Nick Uhas is here.
Yes.
Welcome.
Woo! Yes.
How are you?
I'm doing fantastic.
Good.
Yes.
I'm glad. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you.
We
for
have a
having
lot
me.
to talk about, guys.
Yeah, we do.
We have a lot to talk about. So, the show started this week with Jackie and Vanessa as HOH, which we saw on last Thursday's episode.
Look at Jackie stepping up.
Welcome to the game, finally.
Yes, finally.
Finally, welcome to the
she
game.
won.
Who, Jackie?
Are you planning to
Oh,
bring me on the
it's
show?
so good. It's so good.
She's
It
the
never
one
gets
in
old
the-
on Big Brother.
yeah, she's not even
She's
in the
like
picture.
that girl, you know.
She's so invisible.
Hey,
she's
come
not
on,
even in
she's
the picture.
doing very well. She just didn't win anything. How can everyone call
Or
her a
has been
floater?
in the game for 5.
I mean,
Whatever. Why does no one like? There's a whole bunch of people. I mean, who cares?
Okay, like
We'll be
Big
fine.
Brother people know, like when you're in the DR, right? Like there's a specific way that the DR talks
Yes.
to you, and you can pick up instantly when you know what the house guest is saying to the audience, because it's basically the same thing as the DR says to you. So it's like when you're listening to Jackie, you know they're feeding these lines. Like I don't want to give away too much with the DR, but like that's basically
Is that really what
you
happens?
see. Yeah, it'll be like, so you won the comp, right? I won the comp, right? And like I feel like when you're listening to Jackie, it's not like I have this brilliant plan.
seems
Let
very
me
scripted.
tell you about it. It's not like here's a script, like,
It's like
read
Johnny
it.
Mac. He's always
I
like,
love that kid.
oh, like he's like always like,
love
oh,
Johnny Mac is the bomb.
He's growing on me a
I'm
lot.
obsessed
He's
with
my
I
favorite
like
him.
player.
him. And
I'm Team Johnny Mac.
I
Yeah.
like the fact that he was not nominated this week for the first time in like ever, basically, right?
Yeah.
So we
Yes.
should say, so Jackie, she nominated James and Liz, and Vanessa nominated Clay and Becky.
With a plan.
With the whole plan, yeah. Tell everyone the plan.
Well, I mean, the plan was that James would be throwing it, and that Liz would be going up against Austin at the end. But that's not what happened because Clay and Becky were supposed to win, but they did not.
Yeah.
Team America failed.
Yeah,
How many
and they-
times do you have to learn watching reality TV shows? You do not put yourself in a situation to be voted out. Ever.
Well, that's what I've been saying
Ever.
each week.
True.
Let's just go on the block. It'll be fine. I'll win.
Well, but James is like,
Hey,
but
you
if
know.
James really didn't want to win, he could have just not stood by the little like thing to like end the game.
Mm-hmm.
So he obviously like didn't throw it well enough.
This is also the
No, I
first
don't think
test
he
of
did.
seeing Clay in a position where he's actually under heat. You know, I mean,
Yeah, I
everywhere else
like
has
it.
kind of
It's
been like,
refreshing.
You know, like I'll make some decisions and I'll hang out with like, you know, this awesome alliance. It's like been, you know, the Sixth
Yeah,
Sense.
powers.
But now it's like, he immediately went to Johnny Mac and was like, so like any suggestions?
How do you do
like,
this?
where do we go from here? And like, Johnny Mac's just like sitting back like, I'm loving this. Because no more than a
Finally.
couple of days ago, Clay rolls up and is like, I hate to do this to you again. And Johnny's like, man, like then stop doing it. Like,
Right.
stop asking me to do this. And so the tides have turned like they typically do in Big
I
Brother.
liked the comment that Jason made when they came out and they saw the big white wall. And he's like, that's probably what Clay's brain
Yes.
looks like.
I
This big white
loved
wall.
it. I loved that.
Terrible.
Okay, so there was a lot of drama also because Austin started running his mouth.
Oh.
He was talking to a lot of people about the twins, specifically Jason.
Yeah.
Yep.
Started running, I would say.
Well,
Continued.
Continued to run his mouth. Yeah, it was not good for him. Yes.
So for the people that have been in the house, you guys understand this. When you're in there, it's complete isolation, right? So, and I don't understand, but the pickings are slim. You know what I mean? Like you
talk to.
only have like the people that are there. So half are girls and half are guys already, right? And so like maybe of the candidates that fit your mold of what you're looking for as a potential, if you're not already taken, you don't really have that many choices, right? So you're just like so wanting there to be somebody that would fit, you know, with you. And so I think because there's so few candidates in there that Austin is now completely fallen in love, that it's like his desire to
I
connect with
can't.
somebody.
No, I
And
can't
I-
because how
Yeah,
is he
but
in
it's
love
ruining his
with
game.
Liz when she was 2 people?
he has a
Clear-
girlfriend at home.
No,
He does?
Okay, listen.
That's what I've heard,
clearly,
yeah.
the man doesn't even know like that. He doesn't even know a person well enough if he can't even tell they're 2 people.
That is so
How in
true.
love are you? How in love are you? I can't.
He's
I
in love
can't
with parts
him.
of her.
You're right.
Not all of her.
A couple couple days here. Yeah.
He was just too much with
can't.
him like
Poor
squeezing
guy
her in
needs-
bed. I'm like, just let her go.
Oh, that
Well,
was
they
so
showed in the
gross.
show last
Second
night.
is
Like, was he giving like a
embarrassment.
pelvic massage? Like, there was
saw that.
something going on.
He was trying to slide in a little bit.
I don't
Yeah,
know. Does he not
It's
see
true.
that he's not into him though? Because like when she's like pulling away, like away from that kiss, and she's like even says, "Ew,
And
stop."
she
I don't
rolls
understand
over.
what part of
Yeah.
that. Like it's almost like I mean, it's not. What's not abuse? What's that called?
Harassment?
Like rape? No, I'm just kidding. It's like
Oh
making
my
out rape. No,
God,
not like that. But you know what I mean? Like he's like forcing it. Like how come they're not like stopping it? Like she really is saying no, stop. Like
But
she
to be
literally said no,
honest-
stop.
Yeah, but she's like, she kind of is like,
No.
no.
To be honest, I
Just
never
get out of
really
bed.
realized that she was not that into Austin until in the DR when it was her and Julia.
Yeah,
She was like,
Right.
ugh.
Yeah, and she
then she
said, "Oh,
told
I don't like
Shelley
him
and
at all."
Clay
And do
that
you
as
think
well.
she's like that more when she's with Julia? Because Julia hates him?
Yes.
But this also might be a crafted story from production, you know what I mean? Like this may be something where like, oh well, if she likes him, well then that's kind of no story. So how about we
Yeah.
set it up to where like, you know,
know.
they keep going down this rabbit hole like, no, she doesn't, because that's an interesting story. That's fun. You know
But
what I
her
mean?
face says it all.
Yeah,
I don't
for
know.
sure.
She looks pretty flirty and pretty
I
happy.
think
But she's
she
pretty
is-
flirty
I
anyway.
think she's flirty.
Yeah.
Yeah, remember she was
Well,
in
she
bed
was
with
the flirty
Jeff.
twin.
with Jeff.
She was in
yeah.
bed with Jeff and he got so angry.
Well,
Yeah, and she's
Julia-
still working out with him, and she's still
Yeah.
like kind of
And when the
playing
whole
the game.
twin twist came about, one was the flirty one was the.
And Julie
not
even
as
said, "Are you
flirty
doing
one."
that flirty dumb blonde thing that you do? Because I hate that." She called her on it. She's like, "Stop
yeah.
doing that."
Yes.
So
Maybe she's
Don't
just
belong.
growing to like him more.
No.
Maybe it's in
Or
development.
that, yeah, because
That happens.
like you said, you're in
You're stuck
isolation.
there. Did you
Yes.
like Gina Marie anymore every
Oh
week?
man, of course that would come up. No, I mean,
Just saying, every week you liked her more, right?
I would like every week that went by. No, I was not more like, man, this is growing on me. I was all
I'm
like,
gonna say.
how am I gonna like get this person out of the house faster? Like that's terrible. But like that's really like our whole plan was to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we had like our satellite alliances so that we could like eventually scoop everyone out.
And back to Austin and Jason, I think that actually, when they first introduced the characters, I liked them as a side alliance that people didn't know about because they're so different and they could like really help each other in the game. And I think if Austin would have gone about it in a better way and got Jason to like trust in him, they could have done something like on the side.
They both have way too big of mouths.
They,
Yeah.
they
Yeah,
both talk
There's
too much.
no
Exactly.
way.
But they could have like used some of the information that they had from
Yeah,
each other's
they
sides
were-
because they're kind of on either sides of the house.
Yeah,
Right.
And they're a
Different
really
people.
unlikely alliance that he's really strong and
You're
Jason's
right.
really personable. That they could have done something like really sly and took some
Like
people out.
like Dan and what's his name in that one season?
That's helpful.
Well, now
Thanks,
that-
Ash.
oh,
You know,
Yeah.
Dan
That's exactly
You know that one with the
what I was
hair?
thinking.
You know, Dan Giesling, he won the show.
Memphis?
In Memphis, exactly.
I think I said Danielle.
They
I was
were
like,
an unlikely pair. They had their side alliance, and they
they're
ended
both
up going
stable,
to the end. They were
quiet
stable,
individuals.
and you have. He said to win the game, you always have to have that one secret person.
But the thing about Austin is like
Get him on the show.
he's admitted it
Yeah.
too. Is like he's just too emotional. Like
Yeah.
he blatantly said to the cameras like, "I will do anything for this girl, for my love for her. I will avenge her." And I was like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa!"
Well, he is
There's-
a big romantic.
There's one every year.
You know, he
Yeah.
likes
Yeah.
to read romantic literature and
Who
stuff
was
like
the
that.
last year with Amber?
Devin.
No. Oh, is it Devin?
No, it was
No,
Caleb.
it
He
was
smoked
Caleb.
out.
It was
Yeah,
Caleb.
yeah. He was
was
all,
crazy
yeah,
about
he was
Amber.
crazy.
But that's the house. Like that's
yeah.
that's what happens.
There's really nothing else to really
Yeah.
think about besides the game
You're
and
just
whatever.
there's so few people to
Yeah.
be focused on that like there's
Right.
no TV, there's no internet, there's no distractions.
Yeah.
So you're like, well, man, I mean, this is like my number one, my only thing, my everything.
Yeah.
Of course, and maybe the sexual energy gets really
I
built
didn't feel
up
that
in
at
there.
all. Like
Well,
I
maybe you're repressed.
repressed is how he said.
Okay, so
Right,
I-
moving on, moving
yes,
on.
I think we should talk about the veto competition. It was Clay, Becky, Shelly, Vanessa, John, and Liz who all competed, and they had to throw their ball up a ramp and
Oh,
catch it on the
man.
other side.
Nightmare.
And if they drop it, they go back to 0
Always
rounds
nice
or
when you see the big
times.
brother squirrel showing up.
Yes, and they were all dressed
Yes.
as squirrels.
Yeah, that was a
and-
cute.
Or as Jason
cute
said,
song.
the squirrels.
The square.
The squirrels.
I'm
yeah.
gonna miss him. He had
was
some
funny.
entertainment value to the show.
agree.
It's like, who's left now? Johnny Mac.
No, just like when who was Devon? Everyone was like, "Oh, Devon left. There's going to be no more." They have plenty of people. They just choose to air who they air.
They're
Like,
just not-
everyone's
yeah, you're gonna
interested.
start editing more people in
maybe.
different
Yeah.
ways.
Yeah.
But we should say Jason was evicted. We're getting ahead of ourselves, but he was evicted.
Oh
which is
yeah,
why
sorry,
we
we're on the
Well,
missed
POV
it.
spoiler
right
alert
now.
if you
We're
haven't
on
seen the
the
show and you're
POV.
watching us. Sorry,
We're on
guys.
the POV.
Sorry.
No, we are going to say that.
I feel like
later.
Austin's kind of disappointing me in the DR. It's like, where's your Judas? Where's your hat?
You didn't say
Where's
Judas during the
like,
eviction
come
last
on!
night.
I want you to bring out that evil side
You
here.
didn't.
No,
disappointing
It's like
me.
the BB takeover, you just forget about
That I
things.
want to talk about too.
Oh, yeah.
Oh
Oh,
my
yeah.
god.
Like notice though that when he left, when Austin left the room and Vanessa was sitting like down and she was like laying down on the bed and she was like, Judas.
She calls him Judas.
It was so,
Yeah, she
it was
called him
so,
Judas.
Yeah,
like,
because
out
they
of
talked
context.
to each other.
It was kind
yeah.
of weird though, right? It was like, where did that come from?
Yeah, she's
Like-
just angry about it.
It's just so
She was
like-
just angry.
So, back to POV, Clay won. And in my opinion, I think he was kind of cocky about it. He was.
I mean, he had it in the bag, but
yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, I would assume so.
Again, the DR though, like they don't force you to say these things, but they're like really looking for that storyline, And so like it was like, well, how much did you like to win it? And I think he was like, well, in Texas, like that's what we do. And they
We're not
probably
big in Texas.
they probably
Win.
cut it right after, like, I would never say that. That's
Right.
ridiculous.
Yeah,
that
well-
part got cut, and then they put that part in the show.
On the feeds, Jason was talking about how they were feeding him lines in the DR, and he refused to say things.
See, I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that, and see this like perfectly.
Yeah.
And
I
then
mean,
Bruce
whatever.
Big Brother come on and go, Jason, please stop talking about production.
Absolutely. I'm
I mean,
sure they
it's
do.
season 17. Like we all know it happens. It's been happening for a long time. So it's like, what are you gonna do? That's just
And
part
if you're
of the
that
show.
naive to reality TV,
Yeah.
then.
But they don't. It's not like, just so the viewers know, it's not like they're feeding you lines. There's no one in the room like here's like, all right, here's your script. Like you read this now.
No.
They're just suggestive. So they're like,
Well,
well,
if
so
you're-
what you
How
meant
do
to
you-
say
yeah.
was.
Why don't you say it like
Yeah.
this?
Do you mean this?
Right.
And you're like, no, I don't.
But at the
That's
same
what I
time,
would do.
How
They
long are you
hated
in
me.
the DR for normally?
They hated me so bad.
It depends.
10 minutes to an
Sometimes
hour.
people were in there forever and
Well,
we'd be like,
if
where
you're
is
Audrey,
he?
5 hours. So.
crying
Yeah.
and sleeping.
With the blanket over her head.
I kind of like that they do that, though. I mean, it does add spice to the show.
Oh,
I
totally.
mean, you know what I mean? Like, it'd be
yeah.
boring if everyone's just like, yeah, it's fine, I guess, it's cool, whatever. Like, no one would want to watch that. Like, I want
No.
to see him be like, fucking Texas, yeah!
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
and you gotta
I
think,
played football at
too,
Texas A&M.
some people like weren't, some people have never been on TV ever, and so
Yeah.
they're not even used to like doing like, it's essentially like a vlog. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, yeah.
if you're not a YouTuber, you haven't been used to doing that. Like, that might be kind of difficult to like explain to a camera what is
Yeah,
happening.
no person either. It's just like
Yeah,
kind
there's
of-
just a two-sided mirror.
Yeah. So, Austin, the plan was to backdoor Austin. If you guys were in the house and you were Vanessa, would you have gone through with it to put Austin up? That's what I want.
Great question. So,
Because I feel like she told kind of too many people
I have
that
a
she was doing.
great-
I didn't realize
like-
she had that whole dark moon that she started. That's like, why would she do that?
They didn't even really talk about it.
Until like,
Yeah.
it was,
Ever, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just the
Moon's kind
one
of a
time.
loose
What do you
alliance.
think?
Yeah,
It's
well, like Clay
like
was like, dark moon, there's a lion?
Yeah.
Like, he was like,
Like the music
confused
stops
about
with
it.
complete silence.
Like, wait, what lions?
Yeah.
I think like because the way that the viewers saw it, they would look back now and say bad move for Vanessa because she got a lot of heat from it.
Yeah.
But it was really because they haven't been to this point in the game yet where they have had to stick to damage control guidelines. And so I think it was just the first mishap of them being like, oh, we're supposed to say this and we're not supposed to like veer from that. And so this was like the first week that happened. They were like, why are you saying this? Like Clay and Shelly are freaking out. And Vanessa's like, don't pin it back on me. Had they just had a little powwow like right afterwards, whole crisis averted.
Or right before.
Yeah,
That's true.
Hey,
Oh,
here's what we're gonna say. Everyone's cool with this. All right, done.
Yeah, well, basically,
Didn't
like
happen.
when the whole deal went down wrong, where like Clay and
It started
Becky
with the
didn't
BOB,
win.
people
Like
didn't-
that's when she
yeah.
had put her gamble that they would win. She put, she's like a gambler, so
Gambler's
she was
spoke
like, she's like, I have a 90% chance that like this is a done deal. Like I don't have to deal with it. He'll put out Austin, done. So when it didn't happen her way, she lost her bet, and now she's paying for it.
Do you guys know
Yeah.
who won HOH this week? I've seen
I
it.
know who won.
I know as
I
well.
don't
We
wanna
can't
spoil
talk
it for
about
the
it.
Yeah,
We're not
right, we
talking
won't spoil
about
it.
it.
Right.
I think what's going to depend on with the decision is what happens with the nominations this week. Because I could foresee her getting overpassed and someone else put up. And if that happens, I think everything's going to blow over and they're going to
Yeah.
forget about it.
Oh, for sure.
Well,
because
because I think we should take you're saying that because there's no more Battle of the Block competition.
I know.
Right.
Which
I
I
was
love
shocked
that.
about
I love it
that.
so soon.
Yeah.
It's like we already have no twist. Now you're gonna take away that too.
I mean, if they're
Well,
gonna,
maybe
What's the
takeover.
BB takeover?
Yeah.
where is that?
The da-da-da-da-da-da
Are you ready for a takeover?
Yeah.
Yes.
Everybody
Easy.
forgot.
Nothing.
They were like, what
Two-
happened
Two
to
weeks
it?
to takeover, then it went away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every week we'll be doing.
That we were talking about this a few weeks ago,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
We're so
I
mad
guess
about
so. Is
that.
it next week we just get over it?
I mean, I
I mean,
guess.
at some point we just have to
I'm
be
still
like-
waiting for a double eviction. Like every time,
Yeah.
like Julie's saying, "Oh," and then on Thursday, I'm like, I want to see those words, double eviction on the
They
screen.
gotta do
so
something.
bad.
Probably.
It has to be
coming
next
up.
week if Julia
Yeah.
is in the house now.
My theory for the reason they did all this, though, is because in the beginning, when there's all right, there's BOB, HOH, POV, there's so much going on, it creates this group mentality, right? So people are like, because it's so chaotic that people can't plan ahead, and there's no dividing lines of the house yet. There's no like solid packs or groups yet, so people aren't playing like the quote unquote like very long-term game. They're just playing like a, hey, so who do you want to go
Let's
home?
make it the jury.
Oh,
Yeah,
hey,
everyone's
who
all
does
kumbaya.
everybody want to? We're all in an alliance together.
Yeah,
like, okay,
yeah.
and then you're going home, and then everyone sits by the pool and like hangs out.
Right,
And so like I'm
there's
sure
no-
like Big Brother's like, oh man, like we gotta like do something about this.
Yeah.
And so if you have one HOH, one POV, like
Back to normal.
it goes back to this. We can plan ahead now. And I think because there's now dividing lines, and now we saw like the first like fight, if you will. I mean the first drama between like Austin and Vanessa, and like Clay and Shelly and Vanessa. And so now there's like people are heated and they're emotionally invested in the game now. And so
Yeah.
I think this is a good
Makes
time actually
sense.
for them to retire the
But it makes
BOV.
sense too because the house is about even numbers and they're kind of split.
Right.
And I could see Vanessa flipping sides and going with the other side of the house, and they could take out everyone.
The
They
Dark
could take
Moon?
They could go back to the Dark Moon,
Yeah.
and they could take out the Sixth Sense because
You
they
really
have the
think they would
numbers.
trust her again?
Vanessa's the one that they would trust of everyone to flip.
Question for you guys. Do you think that Vanessa in her HOH time has gotten too power hungry and is now like becoming a target because she has like acted in a way that like kind of showing her cards, if you will?
But
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, and I like that
Yeah,
one.
that's
Pun
pretty good.
intended.
I think that she's going to slide under the radar. I think that Clay and Shelly are going to get most of the heat for this past week.
Totally.
Yeah.
Because Vanessa's
She
really,
was good
she's really
at
truthful
talking,
about the
yeah.
things that she says, and people believe her.
I can't handle her and her truth. She is not truthful about anything she says,
Yeah, I
and
know.
I am sick of her
Don't
being mad at everyone in their lives. Like she
but
is
she does
the
it in
biggest
a way
liar.
that you at least believe her.
No, I
Right,
don't believe
even
her.
Jason
I don't
said
know who
she has
believes her. I
soul.
do not believe
Yeah.
her. Like I look at her and I'm like, how did people not know she's lying?
But they
It drives
believe
me
her
nuts.
over Shelly and Clay.
Yes.
Right, yeah.
So-
Right.
Because they're
Well,
I
two
because they're
honestly
not gonna-
think
right, they're two people,
Shelly
they're
and
not
Clay
gonna
are
believe them.
very well liked, at the same time very not liked.
Yeah,
Well, just
it's like
threaded,
they're like the cool kids in class. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like by default, you want to be their
Buff
friends
kid,
because they're like, yeah, they're. It's like the
the power
varsity,
She's the
football
cheerleader,
Barbie and
captain,
Yeah, yeah,
and like
yeah.
she's the head of the cheerleading team, and so like yeah, you like want to be their friends because of the popular cool kids. But if you had a chance in Big Brother, like to take them out,
Yeah.
then you'd be like,
I take
oh,
out
yeah.
Shelly.
Do
I
it.
leave Clay.
You what?
Oh,
take- you
well,
take out
she's won
Shelly.
2 HOHs.
Yeah.
He like has
Shelley's
won a
running
BOB.
it.
she's kind of like the head of the snake, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like she has like
totally.
Yeah.
she's kind of guiding this, like the
Yeah.
decisions, and then
No, they're
Clay
definitely
kind
a
of
good team.
Yeah,
They're definitely a good
Totally.
pair.
But they're becoming too close, I think, in terms of like, because she always says, Clay and I's game, Clay and I's game. It's always their game. It's
Well, I
never
mean, at
my
some point,
game
they
plus
can't,
him.
They can't like they're not fooling anybody. So it's like they might as well just say
Yeah.
that they're two people. There's
That's
no
like
point.
Rachel Brennan,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
there's
Like
no
that's good though because now you have like it always is a twofer, and so people are intimidated by that. No one wants to break that up because now you have two people that can negotiate, more than just one
And if you
person.
get one out, the other person's gonna come after you the next week.
Yeah,
point.
exactly.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
All right, so I want to remind everyone, go on Twitter and use hashtag BB17AS. We have Jen monitoring Twitter.
Yeah.
We will read your tweets on air. So now I want to get to eviction night. So as we said before, Jason was evicted. He was put up instead of Austin by Vanessa. Would you guys have actually done that with Jason, though?
He's the easy
I was
choice.
verifying Twitter.
Because personally, I think that he's a good player, even though he hasn't won that much. On that side of the house, I think he was the mastermind.
I agree.
So I think for Vanessa's game, it was the
Oh.
best option for her to get him out rather than get a lot more blood on her hands and get Austin out. you
Right,
know?
because I think she
Yeah.
can still work with Austin.
Totally.
Still a number for her.
Yeah. I would. Yeah. I mean,
Now Austin owes her too.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was a good.
Totally.
He was really.
He was
that's what I'm
so
looking for.
desperate in that
Desperate, yeah.
key
Yeah.
position. I mean, he would have done anything, literally. And I think like everyone saw that on his face. He literally would have done anything. Like he would have burned the Big Brother house to the ground. if he needed to.
Literally.
Yeah.
And I think it was a good move because she'd already invested so much time. I mean, if it were literally just like a business
Yeah.
move, like she'd already invested so much of her like BB credits into this alliance with him as a player. And then Jason was kind of like this like satellite person. And so while it's going to make the competition angry, she'd already put all of her, chips again into this pool. And so I think, tough move, but good move.
But I've never seen anyone, as far as like Jason fighting for himself once he was put on, like I've never seen anyone do such a good job and like it not work.
I actually
Like,
thought for a second
yeah,
Shelly and Clay
yeah.
were gonna believe him.
Yeah.
I know.
I thought the votes were going to be closer than
Yeah.
the
Me
too.
as well. Well, because then
We obviously don't know anything about what Becky was doing
I
because
know.
they only showed him. But
She's the new Jackie.
Well, Jackie
Becky's never been a person.
switched votes too. She said she was going to vote for him, and she did.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
that's
because she's
awesome.
probably like,
Surprised
why? Like,
Yeah.
you're not going.
You don't want to get in trouble with the house. Like, oh no, I voted with everyone else. We're friends.
yeah.
Look at us. Don't vote me out.
So my cousin's like a super Big Brother fan, and we talked about this actually last night about what would have been the better strategy for Jason to like actually go through with. And it would have been better if he did like sort of like a Dan move, where he would have gone to everyone else or had his like posse, like the Dark Moon, gone to everyone else, and somehow or another got Becky to say that she was going to target the other side of the house, right? And like convinced everybody that Becky's coming for all of them, right? And somehow verbally got her to commit to that because he like knows he's going out. And then as soon as she verbally commits, like, yeah, I'm going to take everyone out, like you put me on the block, then he just goes back to those exact same people and is like, hey, Becky's coming for you. I am not. Let's somehow figure this out.
Well, that's I feel like what he tried to do, but I don't think he could
I
get
don't
under
think
Becky's
Becky
skin. I don't
would say
think
that.
Becky'd fall for that. Becky's
not
like,
smart
no,
enough.
yeah.
Yeah.
To like be like, blah. I don't think she'd take anyone out anyway. Like I don't foresee her doing that.
I wish she would have gone home. She's so boring. Sorry.
She's not going to mastermind anything.
Wow.
I can see that.
Dropping some
Well,
cameras there.
They're just gonna keep her around. You
Yeah.
know, she's not
It's
doing
Victoria.
anything.
It's just going to hang out right. Although I want to talk about Steve because he to me is like this
Oh, yeah, what happened?
chameleon.
love
Julie didn't
Steve.
even
I wanna
mention
be
him when
his
she was listing
friend.
everyone in the house. She like forgot about him. And I was like, he reminds me of in Pirates of the Caribbean. He's like part of the ship, part of the crew. He's just like he's becoming the wall, and he just like freaks out and talks to the cameras, and no one knows he's there.
I know. He like went on a date with a camera, huh?
Oh, that was
That
so
was so
funny.
good.
Like-
The
That was
so good.
R2D2, CP3O,
Yes.
like love, like
And
it
the
was
heart.
brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we need to take a quick break right now. We'll be back after the break with your fan questions, so tweet us at hashtag BB17AS. We'll be right back.
Woo.
Hand waves.
Just in case you missed it live.
In case you missed it live.
Just in case you missed it live.
Oh, just in case you missed it live.
In case you missed it live, I'm doing something right now.
So we're all super excited.
This is dancing.
So what would that be, like a 7?
I cannot. I literally cannot. You guys have got to get it together.
Don't hate the player, don't hate the game. Hate the contract you didn't get.
He's a coward. He's a giant chicken shit.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It's going to be like hurricane. Whoa.
Watch out for those girls. They are gagging them.
Hold the phone,
Hold on.
bro.
The more brutal you are, the more power you have.
Right.
That was sexy, it was hot, it was heated, I was into it.
You are going to be the most high-paid hooker in the world.
Go ahead and invite your friends and everybody. Tell your mama, tell them don't ahead, turn the stove off and get up on the computer so we can get on stream.tv.
Thank you again for joining us, and until next week, bye-bye.
Hello, welcome back. Welcome back.
Hello.
We are back at the stream.tv Big Brother 17 after show. All right, Jen, we're throwing the show to you guys, to you and the fans. What's going on?
All right. So Jace tweets from this season. CBS, Julie Chen, would it have been so hard to split Liz's memory wall photo in half? Backdoored and erased. Ouch.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
took.
Took Jace off the
I'm
memory
sorry.
wall.
That was hard.
That is hurtful.
That's sad.
I really liked him too.
Yeah,
Yeah. He
I
was such a
feel
cool
bad.
guy.
I mean, he's just gone. All right.
If I were him, I'd be mad about that.
yeah.
That
Of
would be
course.
Like
Has
you
it
weren't
ever
even
happened?
on
Like,
the thing.
I
Big
don't
Brother
know.
history.
They've
Never
never
had
brought
a
in
twin
like.
Well,
thing.
what happened when the
Removed
last
him.
twin twist was in play? Where
They probably didn't have as
digital
many
then?
contestants in the show though.
Oh, maybe.
I think I don't even think they had digital anything back then.
Could be.
Because
They
that
brought
was
his
new.
headshot in and stuck it
Yeah.
on the wall.
Yeah, they
Right
still
up
had a
top.
wall though, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It would have been tough though, because they couldn't have put another box there though, because then everyone would have like
Digital.
known another person's coming in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
They should have just split it. I mean, that
Yeah.
obviously
Why
Yeah.
not
makes sense.
root one people?
Yeah, but they're twins. I mean, that was
They
the whole
could
thing.
have split it
like-
and then just constructed a keyhole.
Another hole? I
Yeah.
mean, they used the same wall over and over. Anyway, okay, that was a long
I'm interested
time.
to
Well,
see if
they
they add her
did-
into the intro as well this next
Yeah.
week.
Yay!
yeah.
The twins are in though.
Oh, they definitely
Oh, yeah,
will.
we even talked about that.
Yeah.
That's
so
like huge right
excited.
there. Oh my god.
How did that miss our.
Yeah.
I think it was as exciting on the show as it was just for us.
Exactly.
Everyone
Everyone knew.
I forgot that you remember it, and now it's exciting.
Everyone knew except for James, I think. He was like, oh man.
He's excited.
His face was
All
like,
these hot girls.
oh
like,
my
I think he was
Another
really
one.
excited.
Yeah.
Like he wants to date
80%
one.
knew that already. Like he like everyone like pretty much already knew, and
Julie
then when
even
it
confirmed
happened,
it.
yeah.
He's like, oh, you guys already know, but it's true.
Exactly.
All right, Jen, what else do you have?
Hey.
All right, we have
Exactly, slow
Coletta
clap.
Lala. It drives me nuts that Vanessa blames her HOH decisions on everyone but herself.
You
yeah,
said this
me
before.
and you and me both, man.
Man.
No, it's like always. It's like
Yeah.
well, I just
She
she
needs to
drives me
own up
nuts.
to it a little bit.
No, I mean I guess it's the game. You blame everyone but yourself.
It's true.
Yeah, I mean, I think the only like right choice in that would have been for her to take blame amongst her alliance. And again, that got
She
back to
wanted
like
to,
they
but-
should have just talked
Again,
about
yeah, they
it.
should have piled on beforehand so that we could talk about
because the
what we're
power's
doing.
getting to her.
Yeah, I mean, she was already going to have like bad blood with the other side, so be it. But at least split it in half. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're just stirring the pot with the whole house.
Yeah. And then we have on the HOH comp from last night. It's from Ian. The memory wall of how the memory of how painful that pirate ship was. I can feel my whole body aching just thinking about it.
Yeah.
You agree?
Ian toughed it out. He did so well. He was last two with Danielle, and he did amazing.
Was it a hard one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really hard.
All right.
Well, that's our
Great.
input.
Yeah, all the tipping over. I mean, it's
Yeah, it's hard. Your muscles are aching. I think Danielle had internal bruising.
They went
supposedly.
Yeah.
over 2 hours last night.
Oh man,
Yeah, I
BB
saw
leaks.
that.
that's
I didn't
crazy.
make it that far in the game. I only went 2 weeks, but my first competition was an endurance competition where we hung on the popsicles.
Yeah, the very first ones
and we
usually
went
are.
4.5 hours.
Wow.
Is it so hard to sit there for that long?
Well, it wasn't like quite sitting. That was the issue. So we only figured out sitting
Or, like,
after it
waiting
got
for it to end,
saturated.
I mean.
It's not. You're not like just hanging out. You know what I mean? It's not like you're like, all right, like gonna be here for 4 hours. You still have to like hold on to something, and you're being pelted with cold water. So it's kind of like being like in the Navy SEALs, kind of, not really quite that intense.
But sort of not at all.
But actually a very
I love the
fluffy,
games.
easy version of that. But yeah, like the same concept, you know what I mean? Like they're just trying to torture you, basically.
Of course.
I
yeah,
love
they
the
had
games
the
and
bird
all the
poo on us.
costumes and all like
What?
the random
They
things
put
you get
bird
to do.
poo
It's
on
like
us.
my
I
favorite
love the
thing.
Backstreet Boys last week. Everyone else didn't like it.
I like the
Backstreet
Backstreet
Boys.
Boys. What were we talking
me
about
and
them?
We talked about it last week. I liked them.
Oh,
We talked
right.
about that type of stuff. I know.
Backstreet's back.
Backstreet's
All
out.
That's so last week.
There we go. All right, guys, that is all the time we have today. But tune in every Friday at 11 a.m. at the stream.tv for the Big Brother 17 after show. See you guys next week.
See you later.
Thank you for watching. We love you.
Bye.
For more of the Big Brother After Show, hit that button and subscribe to the stream.tv.